Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back. Is that your Australian accent?
Maths.
I honestly, it's, you know, when you watch those TikToks where it's like, one day after watching Married at First Sight, 1 week after watching Married at First Sight.
Well, my accents aren't very good. I just embarrass myself.
Oh,
You do any good accents?
South African.
Go on then.
White bread or brown bread? No, wait. What's the other saying, Brian? What is it? What they did it the other day where you teaches you how to say it, and it was like, it's like the Scottish. There's been a murder. Murder.
Sorry, what? What the hell was that?
I also think I'm good at South African, but I'm not, apparently. I'm not okay with it. Anyway, this episode is not about accents.
It's about the boys.
It's
Here
about
come
the
the boys.
Oh, I love you, boys.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome
The Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy. Very excited to announce our new sponsor for this month is Holly Robinson Jewelry.
You may have heard us mention Holly before, as she designed and created my gorgeous ring stack and even worked with Brian to get me the perfect engagement ring, so I am forever indebted to her.
Holly burst onto the wedding scene in 2018 after working for high street jewellers. She offers a no-nonsense, creative and refreshing approach to wedding jewelry.
From engagement and wedding rings to eternity rings and special gifts, Holly is the trained gemologist and jewelry designer behind the business with decades of experience. She's able to bring your jewelry dreams to life.
Teaming an understanding of current trends with old school traditions, factoring in your lifestyle, preferences and inspiration, Going Bespoke never looked or felt so good.
Holly can be visited at her offices in Cirencester or has the option for home visits. She travels across the UK and abroad to work with her clients.
I highly recommend getting in touch with Holly, whether it's a wedding band to fit that unique engagement ring or those perfect earrings for your big day. Holly has you covered.
We've popped all of her information in the description below, so go and check her out. So, we've touched on groomsmen before. I've touched many groomsmen before.
God's sake.
Sorry. We've definitely talked about groomsmen a bit, but I feel like we've never given them an actual episode.
Here it is.
Here it is. Do you know what I was going to do? I was going to Google jobs for groomsmen, and then we can see if we actually agree with this or not.
Do you know what I find funny?
Go on.
What I find funny about you groomsmen is suddenly you just have an opinion on the wedding like that. And
what are you talking about? I've never met a groomsman that's had an opinion on a wedding.
Well, let me fucking finish then.
Right, so we've already had a discussion today because Beth gets a bit hangry and she's eaten now, but I don't think it's gone down
Georgie
yet.
just butted in again as usual.
No, you're not fucking saying anything of substance.
Did you watch it? Have you watched a bit on Maths where they're like, he shushed me?
Yeah, and all the girls are like, oh. I would punch Brian if he shushed me.
That's why I've been doing
He has shushed me.
That's
though
why I've been
before.
doing it to you though, because I find it funny.
It's not
I've been
funny.
Watching Maths.
Brian will be we'll be arguing. We don't argue often, but when we argue, it's proper good. And he'll be at the same level I'm at, and then suddenly go, "Can you be quiet? We've got neighbours." I'm like, "Are you joking?
Don't worry,
You're talking to me.
Don't worry about your kid upstairs.
George, we've got neighbours. I know.
They call the police and it'll be Brian, one of Brian's ex-colleagues. Oh God, we're so funny.
Oh God, look at us. Carry on.
No,
what do you like?
What I'm finding and what my clients are saying to me is that like they won't have any not bothered about decor. You do what you want, love. Like
Groomsmen.
grooms.
Whoa. This episode is about groomsmen.
Okay, skip by. Move on.
Skirt.
Rewind.
I was going to say, I've never met a groomsman who gives a fuck.
Delete it, Brian. Okay, let's go.
No, we're still on it. We're not restarting.
Okay, cool, go.
Okay, so my list I was looking for before you rudely interrupted and tell me that I interrupt.
My bitches from a bride would have been good for this week's episode from last week.
We'll find another one, don't worry. So job number 1 is plan the stag do.
Yeah.
Is that best man only job? I've obviously never been involved in a stag do before.
Yeah, so if I'm being honest, if you're a groomsman and you want some advice, go for a company. There's a company, I can't remember what it's called, but I will find out for you, where you just put in your destination, what activities you want to do, how much it's going to cost, and then you all get a link and you pay the link, and that's that. So you don't have to chase the money. The company chase the money for you.
Nice. Nice, yeah.
But flights, nightmare.
I genuinely don't understand. This entire episode is going to be very stereotypical, so if you don't like it, turn it off now. I don't understand how men can do anything. Because it's hard enough for women to get on flights and organise it, but how men... Brian got picked up on the morning of his stag do at 2 a.m, and he had to be dressed in a white tank top and have warm cans of Stella with him. How they went from that to actually being able to get on a flight is beyond me.
Warm cans.
Had to be warm Stella.
Why?
Because it's vile, isn't it?
Wife beater. You know about all this arguments and all of it. Ugh, you drink Stella.
Drink Stella.
Sheila goes out with her mate Stella.
Why do you sing on every episode?
People like it.
Who's ever told you that?
My clients.
Who told you that? Who said I specifically like the podcast when you sing?
All of my clients.
You're lying. So anyway, I don't understand how they even get on a flight.
Jack nearly had a mental breakdown planning his
I
brother's stag
imagine.
do.
I bet. I got involved on Brian's stag do.
Oh, of course you fucking did.
Mate, if I genuinely.
Why can't you just leave them to do one thing?
Because if I didn't do it,
oh,
it wouldn't. Brian, yes or no? If I didn't step in, it wouldn't have done.
Brian,
wouldn't have happened.
Back me up here.
Brian,
back
tell him all that
up.
I'm a good wife. No, serious.
In my situation,
Yes, in his situation, and I genuinely didn't want to be involved in it because I knew that people would pick
right.
and be like, they would.
Right.
I loved being involved with it. I wish he'd just asked me to be his best man.
Legit, you would love. You'd have planned a really good stag do if you had like full control.
Yeah. Oh
over it, I
yeah.
reckon.
Because I know Brian more than anyone knows Brian. Like surely as a partner. So anyway, yes, I would have planned Brian. Well, I did help. I just gave here's the plan. Then they had to do it. But
you gave him a timetable.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Of course you did.
Did I? No. Actually, that's a lie. I came up with the place.
Shut up. You
did.
basically planned it. Why?
Because nobody else was doing it.
No, but I need more.
Because genuinely his best man was in a different country.
So
he wasn't planning it. And then it was getting closer and closer and closer. So I had to do it. And loads of his boys were messaging me and being like, George, just fucking sort this out. They just needed like the
Georgie, come to the rescue, please.
It was literally that. But I am an
They
event planner.
just wanted to message you, really, didn't they?
Yeah, I know. They were like, send me pics of your boobs. And I was like, okay, weird.
okay, weird, but I'll do it.
Leave me a review.
So on the topic of groomsmen anyway,
Yes.
going back, that is really important actually. Pick a good best man.
Yes.
An organised best man.
Or because they've also got to be funny for the speech.
Yeah.
So, or you just say, will you be my best man, but I'm going to get Johnny to plan the stag do.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I was speaking to my sister-in-law the other day. I was like, when she asked me to be her maid of honour, she was like, you're the, like, she had some of her family who were younger and stuff. She was like, you do weddings for a living.
Yeah.
You know what I like.
Be smart.
She was like, why would I not have anyone
Yeah.
else there? Like it is, I feel like it's more of a job with the girls than the boys.
The boys is, you need to get to a place and they just drink constantly, and that's okay.
But I think being a groomsman / best man, I feel like the best man's got more responsibility to make sure that, on the morning, don't get too drunk. Night before, don't get too drunk.
Yeah, you do need to pick a good best man.
Whereas the groomsman would be like,
Wait, lads.
go on, Johnny.
Didn't they make you drink like a dirty pint? They put a bit of everything.
Can that
into
be the
this pint.
title of this podcast?
What?
Go on, Johnny.
Go on, Johnny. All right, we'll keep talking about Johnny all episode. Yes, picking. Let's talk about picking people then. First of all, we've said this before, but why you all got to pick like 4 best men?
Oh my God, I said that to a groom the other day. I was like, grow up.
Yeah.
He laughed at me. I was like, grow up.
Grow up. 2 is like the norm. Maybe it's because 1 does, as in that's the amount of weddings I do that have 2 best men.
That stresses me out.
Yeah, I think 1
Why?
just makes
Because
more sense.
if again, typically speaking, if it was a bride and groom and the bride had 2 maid of honours, they'd be like, you're not having 2 maid of honours.
True. I never see people with 2 maid of honours.
Never.
No, they're either just all... just make them all groomsmen and then pick who you want to do a speech.
Yeah, if any.
How many groomsmen is too many groomsmen? Is it the same as the bridesmaid debacle?
Yeah. I think it's different though, because I think obviously you've got like ushers and things like that. Like,
Right. What's the difference between an usher and a groomsman?
usher.
There's no difference. They're the same thing.
Usher.
Apart from one's a singer.
So an usher ushers people. That's
So
their
what's
job.
a groomsman do?
Groomsmen.
They usher people. It's the same job. Same thing.
Google it.
Ushers and groomsmen are the same thing.
Usher.
Usher.
You say usher. Funny.
Usher. The usher's primary job is to seat the guests at the wedding once they arrive, whereas the groomsmen are the lads that stand beside the groom once the ceremony begins. They offer their arms to the bridesmaids and escort. That's American.
Yeah, but I feel like the usher is the lower tier of the groomsmen.
No, why you got to have
So
tiers?
you've got best man, groomsman, usher.
This is so stupid.
I feel like ushers are just like the...
No.
No?
Groomsmen are ushers.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Disagree, mate.
No, you can't disagree.
I can and
so
I will.
What, after they've ushered people to their seats in ceremony, that's it. They're not in any photos.
Their job's done.
They're not in photos.
No, they like call people, like they help people get in from
So what do groomsmen do?
They are there to support the groom.
Doing what?
Help with any issues on the
What?
day. Just like the bridesmaids. What the fuck do bridesmaids do?
Walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The usher,
Ushers in the same clothes as groomsmen.
Yeah.
Right, so the groomsmen then, aren't they?
No.
You just pick two of them to seat people.
You annoy me.
No, you're annoying me. They're the same
You're
thing.
annoying me. Anyway.
Traditionally.
Yeah, because the groomsmen walk back down the aisle with the bridesmaids.
Simply put, a groomsman is a male assistant to the groom.
Yeah.
It's the same responsibilities. It's that you're wrong. Ushers and groomsmen are the same thing. It just depends what you want to call them.
I feel like... Okay, whatever then.
Let us know. Let's have a vote.
I just did the biggest eye roll.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we saying? How many's
This
too
is
many?
going to be a short episode, isn't it?
End of.
If the groomsmen don't do anything.
Well, no, I don't mean they don't do anything. What do they... No, we were looking at the jobs. That's what we got to stag do, and then we got distracted. How silly can groomsmen be? That was like a question, not a statement. How silly are groomsmen? Like, do you know sometimes when you watch it and they take it too far and you're like...
Yeah, I think there's a fine line. And this is where you've got to be careful with who you pick.
Yeah.
There's always one joker. Always.
As long as they don't go like my rule was you don't touch his eyebrows.
Yeah.
Don't, like, that's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. Why are you looking at his eyebrows? Do you know what I mean? That, like, if you're going to, like...
Anything
just
that's going to
before your
impact
wedding.
the wedding day, yeah, for sure.
Okay. So...
Like, they can't bleach their hair. Shave their hair off.
Yeah, no.
Eyebrows.
Tattoos?
Not bothered about tattoos as long as it's not visible. And it's
You-
not of another girl's name.
Chat shit.
I don't
If
care.
Jack came home from his stag do with a new tattoo, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
You liar. How many tattoos he got?
None.
Right, so you wouldn't mind if he came home with a tattoo?
No. As long as it wasn't like
All right, it's a skull and crossbones.
if it's on his arse, I don't care.
You don't care if he has a skull and crossbones tattooed on his ass?
Nah.
You're a liar.
Not seen all
mate.
my tramp stamps.
Yeah, I do know. I spotted one earlier in your shorts. I didn't know you had one there.
Mm. We all make mistakes. What did Kim Kardashian say? Why would I put a bumper sticker on a Porsche?
Yeah.
I don't know why I did either.
You got a Ford Fiesta. Okay, so you're saying you don't mind. Is there anything that you would mind them doing on his stag do?
Would mind.
Yes.
Strip club.
Oh, fuck's sake, yeah. Wouldn't let him go to strip club, but you're going to Magic Mike.
Yep.
Cool, sounds right. Okay.
That's how my relationship works, hun.
Okay, one way. Next one is attend any suit fittings or source your own suit if required.
Right, I'm going to talk about suits.
Oh, God.
You ready?
Yeah.
Suits always go wrong.
Yeah, okay. I don't disagree with that.
Literally, if they're like, oh, your suit's ready 5 days before, you go that day. You get them all to try it on, because what people do is they're like, yeah, got my suit, mate. Yeah, no. Try it on the night before. Wrong shirt, wrong size trousers. Especially if you're renting,
Yes.
that is an issue, and it's a very well-known issue.
Yes. Fair. Yeah.
Or if you're going abroad, like, don't leave it too close. Always get them all to check the suits.
Top tip.
And get them to take a picture of the suit on, because otherwise they'll be like, yeah, Sam, mate, all good.
That's very true. Watch out for your single groomsmen, because they ain't got a woman who's like, yo, put that suit on.
Yo.
How do you feel about groomsmen buying their own suits?
Don't mind it. Because people want to keep them, don't they? Especially like tux and things like that. That's cool.
But if you're asking, isn't it like the bridesmaid thing of you have to buy your own dress?
I think groomsmen, I think you can hire suits.
So the offer is I'll either hire you a suit or you
buy
can have
your
that
own.
money towards buying
Buy
your
your
own.
own. Yeah. I like that rule. Do you?
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm glad we agree.
We hired because it was easier. Brian's never
How
gonna
much
wear tux.
cheaper was it?
I don't know how much it was to buy it, but how much was the hire? It was literally about £250 for 3 suits, shoes, everything.
Bugs, how much was your bridesmaids? Get your spreadsheet up, hun.
I don't think I ever put that on the spreadsheet. They weren't expensive though. They were from Silk Thread, so I think maybe 50 quid each.
Makeup, hair, lashes. They did lashes, didn't
I got them lashes, so that was probably So a bridesmaid probably cost me
they? No,
with
remember
gifts.
your gift and then your box that you did
the box. I reckon £200.
each.
Yeah.
I know.
Whereas groomsmen, well, best man probably cost what's 250 divided by 3. I reckon the groomsmen
85
maybe
quid each?
cost 110.
Each.
Yeah,
Half the price.
but we didn't have any groomsmen.
No, you just had best man.
We should have had some groomsmen. We regret that decision.
Do you?
Yeah.
You or Brian?
We're a collective. It's a we, isn't it? I think we regret not having 2 people as groomsmen.
Why?
Why do we regret it?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're some of our closest people. They were involved in the photos as well. We just didn't
Make it a thing.
Well, I know why we didn't, is because it goes into the same thing as the bridesmaids, where if you have them, you're then like, well, do I need brothers? And if I have his brother, we have to have my brother. And then suddenly we're on 6 groomsmen. And then you get to that bit of, my bit was weird of the photos, because if people say I want bridal party pictures, I wouldn't then want brothers and not have the rest of the family. It just all turned into a bit of a thing. So we went safe and we didn't have them as groomsmen. But actually, in hindsight, we should have had them as groomsmen.
And just suck it up.
Yeah, it wasn't the money thing. It was just
more like what people like add in and politics and stuff.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have cost that much more to have those people. But I think they acted like groomsmen on the day for us as well. But they were good.
They were pissed, mate.
That's what they got to do.
They were smashed
at the right point.
At the right point.
So both of
they both behaved.
Their partners were my bridesmaids. So it was good. And both of my partners were like, don't drink until after the meal.
I think the pub was one of my favourite parts.
Yes, that was a vibe.
That was a vibe.
I
like Brian like playing like pool.
Yeah.
Snooker. Pool.
Yeah, pool.
Pool with his like little like bow tie undone. It was like
cigars, bit of whiskey, bit of music playing.
He's like, I'm the boy.
And the boy. Yeah, we had
that was a vibe in there. Felt very like speakeasy vibes, which is very you guys, isn't it?
Thanks. It was fun. We had good guys at our wedding. I think that's what helped.
You didn't have any knobheads.
No, we don't really have many knobhead friends.
Maybe.
We don't have many lads then. That's how I describe it. I'm not really into the whole lad culture.
See, this is my problem.
What? Is Jack a lad? I don't feel like Jack's a lad, but I feel like he's got lad mates.
Jack is the biggest... he doesn't listen to this podcast anyway, so I can say what I want. He openly admitted the other day, didn't he? He was like, no, I don't listen to it.
Thanks, Jack. Cheers.
It's just too loud. It's too boyish. It's just too like lads. And it's like, I remember my client saying to me, she's like, they're all rugby lads, and it was just way too much.
Yeah.
She was like, it's just not appropriate at a certain point in the day.
I think the rule is just be good up until the end of the wedding breakfast.
Or be good up until after first dance.
Yeah, that's the best.
Then you can let go.
Yeah.
Let loose.
Yeah, and I don't mind, like, you when you see the pictures and they got their shirts off and it all goes...
Ties around their head.
I don't mind that. Later. 9 p.m. onwards, I'm okay with it.
Because what you'll find is the heckling in the speeches and stuff. Like, speeches are like nervous enough as it is, and sometimes you're a bit like too much. Yeah,
because sometimes I watch some weddings and there's like a group of boys. It must be nice for the groom to have like a close group of friends, but I also then think you're all just you're horrible. Like the contrast between they are, but it's like it's funny for some of it, but the contrast between, because I'll often go from the bridal suite over to the boys. So in the bridal suite, everyone's like, "Oh, babe, you look amazing. You're so beautiful. Your hair looks so beautiful." Like to the bride, and she's all like, "Oh." And then you go over to the boys. I went the other day and I took a present from the bride, and he had to sit and read it. And obviously the photographer's taking photos, and they're all going, "Oh, can you read it? You're dyslexic. Do you want to read it for you?" Just like absolutely ripping it into him. It was hilarious, but very different mornings of weddings. Which brings me on to the next bit. Should all the groomsmen get ready together?
Yes.
Quite often the groomsmen don't actually get ready together, do they? They just final touches, like...
No, I've seen a lot of them get ready to like put their suits on together.
Yeah. Not like... I don't picture them showering and stuff. I feel like they come in their shorts and t-shirt
and then just get changed.
And then put stuff on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good...
They come ready, essentially, just get changed.
Yeah, okay. And is it a groomsman job to make sure that you're all ready, like the boys are ready?
I think best man.
Best man should be in charge of that.
Best man is like...
Top groomsmen.
Yeah, the groomsmen are just the kids that are just having fun. They're here for the ride.
So what's their actual job?
They're here for the suit.
The pictures. I had a groomsman ruin pictures the other day.
Or like moving stuff. Idiot. They're good for moving things.
But they're
just useless as well at it.
I find groomsmen moving things a bit of an ick.
Because one's either got like a fag in his mouth or a beer bottle in his pocket, and it's just
I'd just rather pay a staff member to move stuff, because it's often chairs, isn't it? Let's be honest. If it's a hot day, they're getting all hot and sweaty, moving chairs, and it's just not... I don't like it when guests can see groomsmen moving stuff. So if
feels big because they're in suits.
Yeah, I don't mind if they're getting the card box from the church and bringing it over. I'm okay with that, but just not too much.
I feel like the groomsmen are like the hype men though, like, you know, like to start, like if you were doing like the napkin entrance and things like that.
I always use groomsmen to move people around. So
Yeah.
I will tell people, but I'll also go and say to the groomsmen, right, jobs for you. I want everybody in this room in 30 seconds.
They're
and they're
good
like, yeah,
for-
cool. Yeah,
Good for
got it."
jobs, and
Yeah.
they feel really important.
I don't need a groomsman to know anything before the day. I will tell them everything. I
Yep.
just need them to be yes men.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a good groomsman is. Yes, man. Done. What else did it say on here? So it said as well,
Yes, man.
stay in touch with the groom regularly to offer help. I don't think you got any groomsman help, did you? Not for the
didn't.
wedding.
I think it's like more best man again.
Yeah. Get a good wedding gift.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
I don't. I'm so stereotypical with men though, because I just don't think that they can pull a gift together. Do you think?
It's a woman's world.
It is like just stuff like that. Brian would never initiate a gift.
Yeah. Neither would Jack.
It's just not in his nature.
Nope.
Okay, so that would be a nice one. Be available to run errands and make necessary pickups days before the wedding. That is a good tip. We had help. The guys that we didn't have as groomsmen but should have been groomsmen helped us before the wedding, like setting up the venue, bring all the alcohol in. Like, and we made it a bit of a day, so we all had some drinks and stuff. And then I think we go for food or something, but do something, help them, and then normally the groomsmen should be available the night before as well.
Yeah, they were like moving like alcohol for you and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah. No, I agree.
Do you think groomsmen should do something the night before the wedding,
Yes.
or is that risky?
No, I think they should.
The amount of grooms I speak to that are like, oh, I feel a bit worse for wear.
Yeah, all the time. But it's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah. I had a picture of my groom the other week. We did a thing the night
Of course you
before.
did.
Sorry, I always just say it the other week. And it wasn't on the stories actually. And it was him, and they'd put him in a little boat and pushed him out into the thing without a paddle.
How did he get
I
back?
don't know. He was back for the wedding though. But I remember seeing it in the morning and I was like, fuck. Where is he? What? He broke the boat and had to paddle back with it. Fuck off. For an hour? I didn't know that. See, that to me is the line of
I
not
think
funny
that's a
anymore.
bit dickish.
Like, I liked the pushing out, but I assumed they waited and got him back. Stop it.
Or had
Did
him
they
on like
actually
a
leave
rope
him?
or something. That's not funny though, because it's like genuine. Like, how are you going to get back? Or you'd have to swim.
Was it like it was like a lake as well, wasn't it?
Do you find that funny? I'm talking to Brian, by the way. Yeah, I would have pissed
It would have
me
been
off.
hilarious if they pushed him out
And
and,
I had
then
a
left
good
it. Bit,
idea,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It was 1 a.m.
Nah, I think that's just too far.
Yeah, but where's the line? Where's the line?
Push him out, but like have him on a rope or something
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he can get back.
Oh.
Or like hide a paddle or something in the middle. Or something. Do you know what I mean? Do you know, help him in some way, shape, or form.
He had to break the boat.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, it's funny, but not for your wedding.
No,
That was the
stag
night
do.
before his wedding. Yeah. And somebody needs to stay around to get him back. Jesus Christ. What if he died? Imagine that. See, this is where they take it too far, don't they? Get a timeline of the day and contact details of contact details of suppliers. No, and also I don't want you to do that.
No, do you know what they are good for?
What?
Like, say like we do our photo booth. I
Mhm.
grab one of them, take my number, call me any problems.
Mate, there is absolutely no way that he's staying sober enough to call you later.
Yeah. Do you know what I save my number as? Photo booth. Not Beth. Photo booth.
Oh yeah, don't save a girl's number in your phone.
Photo booth. And I give it to all of them and show them how it all works, and then they're there.
Oh, this one says make sure the transportation runs smoothly. We've already
Mm.
talked about that. That's a ball ache. They're never gonna be able to
I
do
think
that.
they're like get people on the bus and things like that.
I think
They're good
What?
for shouting out who's
Yeah.
next for photos.
Yeah.
Go and getting people for that.
Okay, I've made a rule. I know what groomsmen are. Groomsmen are guest liaison officers.
Yes.
They are fully in charge of the guest's enjoyment and making sure that they know where they're going. Whether
Great.
that means that somebody else needs to tell them, I need everyone in the ceremony now, or whether they just think to themselves, why is nobody on the dance floor? Let's get everybody on the dance floor. They should be, like you said, the hype men, but they are in charge of guest happiness.
Spot on. Nailed it.
I still can't do that flick.
Ick.
I think my arm bingo wing might have.
No, I think your arm nearly come out of its socket.
Gross.
Okay, great.
We
Nailed
made
it.
a rule for groomsmen. Is there anything else we haven't discussed about groomsmen though? What about after?
I love when a
Oh.
groomsman gets with a bridesmaid. That is my favourite.
Has that ever happened?
Yes.
Do you reckon?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, but in this day and age, I feel like the groomsmen already know the bridesmaids.
Yeah, some do, some don't.
I guess it depends how big the wedding is.
There's always one single groomsman. Always. Very rarely they're all married or in
Yeah.
a relationship. And they're the cheeky ones.
See, if I was single, I'd be fine because I'd always find me a groomsman. I've told Brian this. I threaten him with it daily.
If actually Brian turned up what I just said, then it's me.
Brian, what did you say?
Fucking hoe. Don't put that in.
A potato.
You can't go around saying that.
Yes, I can.
I'd always find myself
They
a
are
groomsman.
absolutely smashed out their face at that point.
You
and
take
I'm the only
advantage.
person. Yeah, and I'm the only person of any authority during the day. And I'd just be like, this is your room.
Do you know any
Brian gets hit on at every single wedding.
Wedding planners, coordinators, or suppliers that have got with any of the bridal party?
Have I heard of that? I feel like somebody might have told me about this. I feel like as a supplier, you're not.
I feel like someone in a band has.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. It was, wasn't it?
Lol.
I just feel like you're not in that situation. Like I joke. I'm obviously joking.
To be
but
fair,
I'm never in the situation of actually chatting up.
When I was a young spring chicken who looked a lot better than I do now.
Oh, don't put yourself down like that.
But when I was
Positive
young,
vibes only.
you know, wedding coordinator, and I used to do the evenings a lot.
Nice. Little hoe.
Never happened.
Okay, sure.
But like the amount of times people cry.
It could happen.
Because
definitely.
you're like in a like some kind of power,
Yeah.
like you were saying, like you've got some kind of authority. But like sometimes the border, like the line is crossed time and time again.
Yes.
And suppliers, this is a massive thing. So I've seen photographers say it is like people have crossed the line constantly.
Yeah, but do I want to say? But
you're gonna get hate for it, aren't you?
I'm not trying to get hate from it. However, you're in a situation where a lot of people around you are drunk.
Yeah.
You're on a dance floor. I don't have an issue. It's very often that I will get drunk men come over to me, put their arm around my shoulder and say like, this has been such a nice day. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that to me is crossing a line. Absolutely. But I
love it.
But I love it. But I know where I am.
Yeah.
I've put myself, and first of all, let me make it very clear that I'm talking about like that level of crossing the line. Putting the arm around someone, being a bit silly, being a bit drunk and blah 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 is very different to actual anything scary. But it's a like they don't understand that you're working and you do this every week. They're like, it's a fucking wedding, come and have a drink. You know, when people are like, come and have a shot with me, blah blah blah. Like if every time that happened I was like, oh, I'm so offended that you would even like whatever. No, that shouldn't get hate. There's nothing hateful in there. But I just think you've got
it's the hospitality, isn't it? The
hospitality,
night, this
exactly.
is all we've really ever been in.
Yeah. And some people definitely push the line, and
Yeah.
it's not funny. And you shouldn't, as like a photographer, feel uncomfortable to have to go onto the dance floor and stuff
Definitely.
like that. But you just have to. I think you just have to have the confidence to be able to say,
No,
"All right, that's enough
that's
now.
enough."
Step away." Blah blah blah. But I have seen photographers that have left weddings because of that.
I feel like groomsmen are great at like sorting out any dramas, any fights, any
Mate,
issues.
it's not with the groomsmen in a fight.
No, but like you know, we were saying about like person shouting at you who's having a taxi. Like,
Yeah.
What I would do, like whenever I was in those situations, I grab one of the groomsmen and be like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not being spoken to like this. You figure it out.
I make friends with the groomsmen immediately when I get to a wedding because they are the people that I'm going to need.
They're
to do
my
stuff.
security guards.
Yeah, definitely. And if I ever need something doing, like as an emergency, that is who I will call on, because they'll be...
Because you don't want bride and groom to know.
Bride and groom know nothing. I would much rather go through a groomsman, through a bridesmaid to say, look, this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do X, Y, Z? And they're normally pretty good at it.
It's like we had to get an ambulance and we were like, don't get the bride to know. Like the bride cannot know. So we were like bride and groom didn't know, and we just sorted it out.
Nice, yeah.
And she's like, I swear I heard an ambulance. That must have been a song.
Whoop, whoop,
Sound of the police. They're also really good for like the day after, picking stuff up, packing it away in the cars.
I just feel like they're so drunk.
They are, but like they still have to load their cars. And
I just think the rule should be you need to think about what you'd want for your day as a groomsman, and therefore do that for the groom, and then hopefully it comes.
That's
back
why
to you.
Jack said he was like the stag do for his brother. He's like, didn't go too hard because he's like, I don't want it on mine.
Yeah, and boys are notoriously way worse for stuff like that. Like I love banter. Don't get me wrong. I'm all up for a laugh. But
I'm not going to leave you in a pond at 1 a.m.
Yeah, like I've heard of horror stories. Horror stories of stag
do's. What's wrong with you?
That's how I talk, Beth. Why are you discriminating me? What are you looking at? My nails. They look nice, don't they?
Yeah, and your ring looks really shiny.
Thank you. Why are we so horrible to each other and then suddenly go, this is nice? I have heard horror stories of stag do's.
Oh, it's scared, like freaks me out. I said, Like, how do you feel about people who don't have stags and do stendu?
This is the other problem as well, because
But I get why some people don't want their partner to go on a stag do,
Yeah.
knowing their friends.
if I was going out with someone like Jack who had friends that were like that, I'd be like, nah.
Like, this is how ridiculous, right? In our old house, they all came around for a few drinks. I must have been working with her. I came back to no fucking light bulbs, shoes in the fridge, and I was just like, come on, you're like,
Yeah.
At that point, they must have been, 20, 28? And I was like, one, disrespectful.
Yeah.
To be fair, some of their friends listen to this, lol. But
No, they
like,
don't.
They do. No one talked to me about it the other day. But like, also, it's like, grow up.
Brian's never really been a lad's lad, so I've not had, but I may or may not have had previous boyfriends that were like rugby and just like things like, and this is like making them down a pint of piss. Like that to me isn't like, it's just vile. Like it's not funny at that point. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Rugby, I don't know what's worse, rugby or football.
Horrified.
I feel like football people are hooligans, but then rugby people are like no limit.
Yeah.
No
So all their
limit.
societies at uni, isn't it? When they all do like. I do
Initiations.
understand why people don't want their partners to go on.
Yeah. Oh
stag
yeah.
do's.
This is the problem. I didn't have that problem, so I was okay.
Mm.
I can only imagine what it's like for people who have boys
See, I
like
don't
that.
think they're like too bad, but I feel like it could go. He'd have fucking everyone on his stag do as well, which is annoying. Like, have the nice boys. Like, can I pick the guest list?
You can go on a stag do, but I'm choosing who's coming.
But it's just,
Yeah, see, I wouldn't want any single people on Brian's stag do.
really.
Well, yeah.
Well, I don't think you can really choose that.
Well, you just said you want to pick all the guests. I'd pick nobody that's single.
No, I just pick the ones that don't take it too far. Like, sometimes when they go out, they take it too far. Jesus Christ.
What are they doing? What are they doing, Beth?
I mean, Jack went out till 6 a.m. in the other morning in socks and sliders.
Mate, that's first of all, that's vile. But second of all,
in a club.
oh, have they let him in?
Yes.
Ew.
So he must have some kind of good relationship there. To let him in.
Yeah. Hello, Jack. Come on in.
Come on in, mate. The VIP. No.
I feel bad for girls that would worry about their partners on a stag do, because that is shit.
I would have my hen do the same weekend, so I just
Yeah, but
wouldn't
would
even
you be
worry
able
about
to
it.
enjoy your hen do?
Yeah, because I'd be bladdered.
Yeah, true.
I wouldn't even think about what they're doing. I think it's worse when you're sat at home,
Definitely.
seeing stories. Or
I think I made plans when Brian. Not that I was worried. My dad was on the stag do. Like, we're fine.
yeah.
But like, that's what I do. Send your dad to the stag do.
Well, apparently, on my brother's stag do, my dad was buying girls drinks
Stop it.
who were my age.
Did you talk to any girls on a stag do? He very quickly just shook his head. Well done, Brian. So there were no girls at any point. No.
Jack always said this to me. He's like, "What do you think we're doing? Like,
Banging bear gal.
in the
That's what I
club?"
think. That is what I think you're doing.
Yeah.
I do actually think though girls are worse on hen do's.
Yeah. Do you?
Yes.
What was bad on your hen do?
Which one?
The one I was on.
No, I can't remember. No, nothing. Did we do anything? Not like I don't.
You
mean that.
were worse than everyone
Why? What did I do?
with your list that we had give you.
What did you give me?
You were like piggybacking, arm wrestling.
I definitely spoke to men on my hen do. Brian's now staring at me.
You spoke
My
to
job
way
was to,
more
like-
boys.
I had a list of things to do that interacted with girls in my stag.
Yeah, but that's because it's just not what happens on stag do's, is it? It's just not. I don't know. I've got the same relationship as Beth does. It's one rule for me, one for you. Okay.
And I remember. So then I remember.
I mean, chill out, Brian. I was squatting men. It wasn't like get on them
in this butter's dress.
Oh yeah,
Actually looked really nice.
Thank you.
There was two guys that came into like our booth.
What are you doing?
There's nothing bad. Two guys like came to the booth and like, I think it was me, you, and Holly. We're like, yeah, do what you want. We don't care. Like it was like so far away, we didn't care. And then one of them was like, "Get out of the booth now!"
When are you talking about?
In that club.
In that little like
In
cave?
the alcove thing. And one of them was like, "Get out now! They're not interested. She's getting married."
Oh, I totally missed that.
She's like, "She's getting married. She's just no interest." And we were like, they genuinely just wanted somewhere to sit, and like the club was really busy, and our bit was.
Oh, sorry. One of our lot was saying get
Yeah.
out. Oh, I thought you meant the boys.
No, and one of our bit was like empty because like people were being sick, people were on the dance or whatever. These two poor lads, like they literally weren't even trying it on.
They're just trying to
all.
sit
They
somewhere
just wanted to
quiet.
sit somewhere, and one of them were like, "Get out! Don't try." I was like, Holly was like, "All right."
No, but can you not? So we all dressed up as different things you need
We
at a
all look
wedding.
like fucking
But
idiots.
Holly was dressed. Holly was the DJ, so she had the big headphones on like this, and she had like quite a bright top on,
Sunglasses.
and then somebody stopped her in the club and asked her if she had sensory issues.
Oh, God. And then loads of people generally thought you got married that day because you were in a
Yes,
dress.
vile. Anyway, right, we need a bitches from a bride. We went from
what
talking
a
about
day.
groomsmen to my hen. We should do a whole episode on my hen. We should actually do a whole episode on my hen dudes because they were pretty good.
Bitches from a bride.
Bitches.
My mum is insisting I invite my cousin, who I have not spoken to for 3 years, after he made some horrific comments towards mine and my now fiance's relationship, which was we feel was out of jealousy. He now lives in Thailand and very rarely comes back to the UK, and we haven't seen or heard about him since. My mum said that I must invite him out principle to be the bigger person and that he won't attend or RSVP. Anyway, what should I do? This is causing arguments and upset between me and my mum because I really do not want him there and don't want to reach out, let alone invite him to my wedding.
But I'm not. Fuck
I
off.
don't think your wedding is a good excuse for an olive branch.
No, have your own. Why don't, Mum? You have your own wedding and invite whoever you want to that.
Yeah, mum.
See, like, it just annoys me when people say you have to invite people.
Out of principle, I hate
don't have
that.
to invite anybody. Actually,
I always say this, like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do.
I'm happy to hear your opinion. I'm happy to say if you say.
But I'm not going to listen to it.
Cool, thanks for your opinion. I'll pop it there and I'll leave it there. Like, no.
You do you, hun.
But then equally, evening invite is always my
No.
backup. Here you go. Here's an evening invite. Good luck. It's only going to cost him money to come from Thailand.
But
So
you haven't
cost him.
spoke to them, so what? It's a bit weird.
I just think if you haven't spoken to someone in a year, you shouldn't be invited to the wedding.
Agree.
Tip
Cool.
jar.
Tip jar. I've thought the last 2 tips, so you think of one.
Okay. Garter toss.
Nah.
Okay.
Sounded
that's
like
the
a
end.
sheep.
Nah. What about garters in general?
Nah.
No,
Did you have one?
I didn't wear one, but I was given. I think it was my something blue.
I'd be like, I'd probably
You can't wear it on a tight dress.
uncomfortable on my leg as well.
Yeah, and then they start to come down, and they're. I've never seen a garter toss. You know when the man gets it off their leg.
But also, like, nothing sexy about when you're getting back to that
No.
room, hun.
No.
You've been in a dress sweating all day.
We've already discussed that. Obviously, that did not happen. But if I was gonna do that, I would go and get changed and put it on. But also, what's
I feel
the
like
point of
it's
it?
more like maybe like a honeymoon kind of thing.
Yes,
you
agreed.
know?
Agreed. End of episode. Cool. Easy. Done. Don't wear a garter on your day. Wear it after.
Nice.
Done. Easy.
Oh my
Right.
God, we agreed.
Look at us. We're growing up.
Beautiful.
Right. Tune in next week. We're talking about invites next week.
Nice.
Let's go. Bye.
Bye.